Hello and welcome back to my garden. My name is Abby, and in this video I am going to be talking about the self-seeders in my garden. It is currently winter, or towards the end of winter, beginning of spring, and I thought it would be good to look around the garden just to see the self-seeders I would like to live in the garden. So self-seeders by definition are usually plants that grow without you intervening. So this could be plants from previous plants. So for example, you might have had a plant and the seeds fell and then they've created new plants. They can be referred to as self-seeders. Or sometimes self-seeders could be plants you never even had in your garden to begin with. So it could be something which the wind blew in or the birds blew in. It could be anything really. And then you also have self-seeders or volunteer plants, as they're sometimes called. These could be from neighbors. So something could have come or grown through rhizomes, and then you could have them in your plant. Again, not anything you planted on purpose, but it's something that's growing in your garden. In this particular garden, I have quite a few of those. So I'm going to be discussing those with you, and then I'm going to be deciding, I guess, whether to keep them. So the first ones are the ones you see here, the green ones. There are two types here of self-seeders. So the ones on the left are actually daisies. The previous year, I had some daisies in a pots, in containers, and they have dropped seed. The interesting thing about my daisies is that I initially grew them from seed back in 2023, and I planted them out in 2024, and in 2025 I had some seedlings and I planted those, and they in turn have dropped these seeds. So I only planted these once in my garden, but there you go, there they are. So looking at them, I think they are about a total of about six. I can see six there. So what I'm going to be doing is I am definitely going to be keeping these because I think they're very pretty in the garden. They are white, they're meant to attract pollinators, but I haven't seen many pollinators, but still I'm going to keep them. So what I'll do is I'll dig them up and I'll distribute them, and you shall see them in future videos. To the right, that's actually a plant that's very common in my area. It is referred to a lot as a weed, mostly because it is easily available and it spreads very quickly. So I've got a few of these. This is one of them. I'll show you another one in a separate location. They are very pretty. I had them in 2024, quite a lot of them. They are very pretty, and I do intend on keeping them this year. They spread quite a lot. You can see there by the schemia, there's one there, and I'm sure if I take a closer look around the garden, I'll see even more. So that's the thing with self-seeders. They do tend to spread easily, and if you do keep them in your garden, even just for a year, it may mean that the next year you've got quite the battle to remove some of the seedlings. The willow herbs are quite easy to pull out though, so yes, I think I'm going to leave them in the garden. I'll be interested in finding out how they'll do in shade because they are currently growing in this shady border next to my primroses. The others are growing in full sun, so I think I will move them so that they have enough space to grow, but I will definitely be leaving them in the garden. I could do with some help in identifying these next plants. The first ones look like a lily of sorts, but I'm not sure what they are. These are self-seeders that are coming from my neighbor's garden, so I have seen them in recent years, but usually they don't grow because I usually have a raised trough. But because the raised trough is gone, I think it's given them a bit of light, so they're coming out in full force. So the ones with the long leaves were the first ones, And these are the second ones. These are spreading quite a bit, and I'm not sure what they are. That's another point when it comes to self seeders. Some of them can be deemed to be invasive, which means they'll come in and take over the whole garden. So you just need to be mindful and stay on top of identifying which ones may take over. Some of them will just grow, no problem whatsoever. Um, so, in terms of whether I'm going to keep these, I am not sure because I don't know what they are. I did try to look them up, but I was getting really random ideas, things like echinacea. That's not echinacea. I've got an echinacea in my garden. That's definitely not echinacea. So, I'm not really sure what they are. So, my plan at the moment is just to monitor to see how they grow. Um, yeah, I'll just have to make a decision as we go along. I think the bigger they get, they may be easier to identify as well. So I'm just going to play it by ear, so to speak, and see how they go. But if you do know what they are, please, please, please help me. Please put it in the comments so that I know what they are. You'll be saving me a lot of time and possibly heartache if they are the ones that spread quite a bit and take over the whole garden. I sometimes also get mint, so peppermint from my neighbor's garden. I don't have a picture at the moment, but that's one plant that usually comes up quite regularly. I haven't seen any this season, but if I do see them, 9 out of 10 times I just remove them because I do know that anything from the mint family usually spreads rapidly. So if I see any of the peppermint, I just pull those out. Those are my self seeders for this season. I'll continue looking out for more, and if I find any more, I will possibly share, possibly as part of a short rather than a full video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which should be up in the next couple of weeks or so. Thank you. Bye.